Yeah, Roe got better today. He'll be a game time decision, but Leonard will start the game. And we'll see how Roe is and full speed, and he'll get his normal reps.
Okay. And then I know you went in and practice indoors today. Was that just to get acclimated to being inside and the turf and whatnot?
Yeah, get inside, get some turf, get some balls up in the ceiling, that type of thing.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
We'll go over to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce. We know that Tom Brady's a partner in TB12, and we've heard from several players, including Mike Evans recently and Scotty Miller, that have used TB12 to help recover from injury along with the Bucs training staff. Is that something that the team sanctions? Does your training staff work in conjunction with TB12? Can you walk us through that relationship?
Yeah, Alex is a consultant for us. And so he's here on the premises. My wife goes to TB12 to do her prehab for her knee surgery. So, yeah, it's a good spot.
Thank you.
You bet.
We'll go to Ira Kaufman. If any other media have questions, please raise your hand.
Bruce, is this, given the gravity of this game, the particular matchup, Bruce, is this a game you might be inclined to sort of coach more aggressively, maybe 4th and 2, midfield, second quarter? We're not punting. We're keeping the football. And any changes because of the nature of this game, Bruce?
I don't think so, Ira. I think it's, you'll take calculated risks all the time. This game wouldn't be any different on how it's going. Whether you go for it, kick field goals, whatever you do, all of those decisions, I think will just be normal.
And Bruce, with all the different facets of the game, I know it sounds simplistic, but I think you kind of feel if Tom's got time to throw Sunday evening, we're in very good shape in this game. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's every week. And, I think our offensive line tight ends have a great challenge ahead of them. And if they can keep Tom clean, we'll be in good shape.
We'll go over to Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, you've talked about the importance to limit the turnovers in this game, given the first two. How much of the turnover problems you've had do you think have been falling behind and maybe trying to make plays that you don't normally have to try to make if you're not trailing early in games?
Well, the first game it wasn't. The second, probably there were a couple. I mean, it was a deflected screen pass. But I think the second game maybe, but not the other ones.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
We'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. What have you seen out of Leonard Fournette to, inspire this level of confidence in him that he can start this game for you?
Did you watch last week?
I did, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want to hear from you, though. You've got a more educated perspective than I do.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player, and he played really, really well last week, and trusted him all year.
He's kind of talked about how his growth on a personal level here, coming here, he used to be the guy, and now he's kind of taken on a different role. But he's really enjoying himself and everything. And so from your perspective, what has it been like kind of seeing him and his transformation since he's been part of your football team, like from an attitude standpoint, from a day-to-day standpoint?
It's been great. As soon as he got here, we explained, what the situation was, and your role can change at a drop of a hat, just like it did last week, and be ready, and he practiced hard, he's prepared, and I can't say enough about him. He's a heck of a player, and he's doing a good job.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll go over to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Bruce, I know you've talked recently about the success that Antonio Brown has had, especially in these last couple games. Can you just take us back, though, to that first matchup for him against the Saints? I mean, he had such a limited time to practice that week, and then to jump in there. And can you kind of just take us back on your thoughts where he was when he was going into that game compared to where he is now?
No, I think it's light years as far as playing football. He was in good shape then, but he wasn't in great football shape as far as, having people beat on him and beat people one-on-one and all those type of things in the hitting. He was very, very new into the offense, learning on the fly. I think now he's very, very comfortable, and he's in great game shape, and he's very comfortable within the offense.
All right, we'll go over to Steve Isbitz.
Coach, who do you see right now as the guy back in the secondary who can draw on his experience the most and lead and get them over the hump in what might be the toughest game of the year, and they could clearly be the difference in this game?
I think it's a collective group effort. I mean, Sean is usually the guy that talks the most back there. They're all doing a good job. Jordan, Mike, Antoine, all do a good job of communicating. So it's going to be a collective effort because there's so many weapons. It's not like you can just take one guy and take them out. You got to take out 5, 6 guys.
And personally, how hungry are you, Coach? You've been around the game a long time. This is a special spot. How hungry you feel you are?
It's a big game. I mean, it's the sudden finality of going home or going on to the championship. It's a big game. It's what you do this for.
We'll go to Rick Stroud.
Bruce, I know it was week 1, and that's where you see a lot of special teams mistakes up there when you guys played them. But the way your special teams are playing now, the kicking game, there'll be some factor right indoors, like you mentioned. But how much better are you, or have you progressed on that side of the game?
Oh gosh, light years. Again, there's certain situations you can't cover every situation in that first game with that limited training camp and no
Right.
OTAs. So, you know, we've muffed a kick, had a field goal blocked, some things. I think our special teams right now are playing really, really well.
Thanks, Coach.
We have time for a few more. We'll go to Jen Lane.
Hey, Coach, you've praised your team's practice habits over the last few weeks and mentioned how they've kind of taken it up a notch. I'm curious, from your vantage point after a week with them this week, preparing for this particular opponent, what have you seen from them from a practice standpoint, from an attitude standpoint, all those things?
I think it's pretty much like last week. It's the playoffs. You can tell it's different, and there's really good preparation going on. Again, it's the 3rd time we played these guys, so you can look at a lot of mistakes and you can a lot of good things that have happened and build off those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll go to Ira Kaufman.
Bruce, I know you're tired of shaking Sean Payton's hand after a loss. You're tired of it. But the timing of this matchup, Bruce, the timing of it with the 5-game winning streak and this offense at a peak, you kind of like the timing of this game?
I love it because we're still playing. I mean, you live for big games, and you know, whether it's the Saints, the Rams, whoever's left, Green Bay. I mean, you're just happy to be playing and relish it and get ready for a heck of a ball game.
That's all we have time for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.